Coming at ya! Yeah! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday here on the iRant Radio Network. It is Mos Bros Sports, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. You can always catch us here. We want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the round of applause. I am J-Mo, one half of the Mos Bros, and with me always is my brother,
Bus driver,
Mr. TBD, Mr. Automatic. You know what we're going to do today, brother?
talk sports.
You know what else we're going to do?
Talk more sports. It's a cold cuts today.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are going to talk a little bit of sports. We're going to talk a little bit of everything. We're going to jump right into it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But we always want to catch up and see how each other are doing. How weekend last week? You had a busy weekend. What you got going on?
That's terribly sexy.
Not much, man. I don't think I did much. Let's try to think. I know. Boring week. Oh, Friday evening we went and got some sushi.
Sushi?
It was bomb. Yeah, sushi. I got a roll I like with a little bit of mango on top. It's delicious.
All right.
So it's got like salmon and mango, mixes it together real well. But I wasn't too happy with the roll. It kept falling apart because I don't know how to use chopsticks. Exactly. I don't know how to use chopsticks.
Okay.
So I gotta use my hands to pick up the sushi.
Oh, you don't like to use a fork?
No, not with sushi. You just get the roll and stuff it.
Right.
So the mango kept falling off all over the place. I was getting a little pissed off at that, but
So you're dropping your mango?
yeah, all
right.
over the place.
All right.
That's
too bad.
And then after that, we went out for some a few beverages out in Fullerton. Had a few Chardonnays out there.
Did you make it over to? Did you make it over to Roscoe's, or
Yes,
since you're there every Monday, do you kind of pass that one up?
No, we went to Roscoe's.
All right.
The usual spot. So just had a few beers on the patio. Place was packed, dude. There was a line to get in that place
On a Friday night?
on a Friday
You
night.
better believe it.
I was like, man. I
Man.
know it gets crowded, but I'm not going to stand in line to go to no bar, though. I'll go walk around and go somewhere else. Even if I know the bartender's there or something like that, you know?
All right.
So, but I
You're
was,
stingy.
nah. You just got to go where you can get drinks, man. I don't want to wait in line and shit.
Yeah, it's a family show, man.
Yeah,
Come on, you're killing
Keep
us
it real
here.
now. Keep it real.
All right, so not bad. So,
Yeah, Saturday didn't do much. I don't think just hung out and then watch the Oscars on Sunday. So,
all right.
yeah, pretty good, solid, calming weekend.
I like the Oscars. I like the fact because I was really upset that I was really upset that Boyhood won at the Actors Guild, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, or the what's the one where they all sit at the round tables and everybody gets wasted?
SAG.
The SAG Award.
SAG
Is that what that
Awards?
is?
I think so, yeah.
We might be getting it wrong, but I'll
Yeah.
find out. I'm sure somebody will want to correct
There's
us.
another award show. It's the Emmys.
Yeah, the Emmys didn't like that though.
Okay.
Emmys is just for television.
Okay. There you go.
So, anyways, I just thought that movie was way overrated.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I agree.
I get the fact that it takes dedication to film a movie over 13 years, but when you're only filming for like 1 week out of the year for 13 weeks or something like that, I mean,
not too impressive.
not at all.
No.
And then I heard the story just wasn't that compelling to begin with. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I am a fan of the director though because he's the same guy that did Dazed and Confused. Yeah. So
All right.
all right. So I did like that, and I definitely want to see Birdman. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of the movies. I just don't get out to the movies.
I haven't even
that
seen
much
the
anymore.
Sniper movie yet, man.
American Sniper.
Yeah,
No, I
I
haven't
gotta
seen
go
that
see
one
that
either.
Yeah, I did watch Nightcrawler though with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, man. He did a very good job.
Yeah.
Super intense character. The movie was really good too. They put it together very well. I'm surprised he didn't even get nominated for anything.
Yeah, he
Really?
definitely looked like a creeper in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
so he nailed that.
Yeah,
Very good.
100%.
My weekend was on a sports-related topic. I had a pretty interesting weekend. I was involved at I am a practicing Catholic. I am a Católico, and so the wife and I we help out at the church sometimes with the kids, with the youth. So we enjoy helping out there. So we had a retreat this weekend. Went up to Big Bear, hung out with about 80 and 90 teenagers and about 20 adults.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun there, a lot of good times to be
Were you
had.
part of the kids or you part of the adults?
I was technically part of the adults, but
Okay.
I'm one of the bigger kids there. I tend to
I can assume that.
I tend to cause a little
can
bit of
assume that,
ruckus.
yeah.
So there was an incident where somebody got hit in the face with a water bottle. I didn't
see it.
I was in my bunk and I didn't try to stop it either though. I will say
you didn't throw socks across the room. or
I did
anything
not
like
throw
that?
socks across the room, not rolled up. But it was a lot of fun. So anyways, on this retreat, as I get to the sports part of the retreat, we separate the guys and the girls because, guys and girls, they talk about different stuff. Girls, I think a little more emotional, so things are a little bit different.
Right.
So so I've done this session of the retreat a couple of times before. The youth minister there seems to like the way I do it, the way I handle my business. So
I bet.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a prime role model for young teenage men,
guess,
right?
man,
I mean,
yeah.
who better than J-Mo?
Mhm.
So so I usually let the kids like, hey, any questions you want to ask? You know, no topic is off the table. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll attack it. I've got a couple other adult guys there that help me answer some of the questions. But
You guys pass the flask around? Pass it around?
no, again, these are teenagers, so
Okay.
there's none of that. It was a
Never
dry.
too soon to start.
It was a dry weekend.
Never too early to
There was
start, I
just
should
a lot
say.
of coffee,
Okay.
a lot of coffee,
Pop-Tarts?
and no Pop-Tarts. I tell you what, though, you guys said you got me excited. There was oatmeal pies.
Ooh. I love
There
me an
was some Nutter Butters.
Not a butters. I love me some oatmeal cream pies.
I know you do, and they were.
I'd take a box down in a minute.
Yeah.
Time me.
so we're up there, and so I told the kids, okay, no topic, is off the table, and I was, of course, I'm plugging the show, Mos Bros Sports. I'm plugging the show, letting the kids know about it.
Wearing
We're
your
always trying to
t-shirt?
get
Were you
more
wearing your
viewers.
t-shirt?
I did wear the T-shirt the first night,
Attaboy.
so got to plug that. I'll probably hand out a few next time I'm at church. But so first question I get.
You should want to get one of those guns and one of those guns where they shoot them up in the stands.
Yeah, but then I gotta hire a girl with some tight pants and a midriff shirt that just kind of covers the top, the little half of the top a little bit, because she's got to be the one firing the cannon off.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's got to go.
All right.
It goes hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. So, first question I get,
Like lamb and tuna fish.
like lamb and tuna fish.
Go
I
ahead.
prefer
First
spaghetti and meatball.
First question.
First question was, do you think Kobe's done? Should he retire after this, or does he come back, and does he have anything left in him? And I thought it was interesting. And all the kids, I mean, we went on for about a good 10, 15 minutes, and we probably could have went longer, but I had to cut it off. I mean, these kids were fired up. They were excited about the Lakers and everything. So I'm curious. I mean, I'll tell you how I responded, but I'm curious your thoughts. I know we've talked about it a little bit on the show, but Kobe coming back now from this torn muscle in his rotator cuff. He's got one more year left on his contract. Is he done? Should he be done? If he comes back, how many years does he have left in him?
He comes back for one more year.
At least, right?
Yep. They're gonna try to sign at least 2 players in the offseason to get him 2 solid players. One of them I think they're actually gonna go after is Marc Gasol. I think that's a big piece that they're gonna try to go after.
I think I heard that.
Which
Yeah,
I think they should, and they might have to get somebody like a small forward, in that category. I don't know who's, or they could bring Rondo over. From Dallas. Just had a big argument. We'll get into that topic, but he could be somebody else that comes over. Maybe those 3 pieces can get something done with, some more key role players.
See, but here's my thought on that.
I see him, but my answer is I get him for one more year.
Yeah.
Next year, and then no matter how he's feeling, no matter how the season ends up, I think he knows he doesn't want to hang it up in Washington or something like that, like number 23 did. So I think he wants to respect the Lakers, go out when he wants to go out. And when they want him to go out, and he'll do one more year
and just fulfill the contract. And I've heard him in interviews. I mean, he's got a lot of faith in Mitch, a lot of faith that the organization wants to win a championship. They're going to make some changes. Yeah. I understand that, but it's really tough with what they've got.
Right.
And I was going to make a comment about you saying Rondo. I thought Rondo would be great too. When he was first up, to leave the Celtics. There was possible talks that the Lakers might be interested in him. Dallas obviously got him.
But now he's a free agent though.
He's a free agent after the end of the year.
There won't be anything that they trade for, which is good. Better for the Lakers.
Right. But the reason I don't think Rondo fits, or someone like a Darren Williams, and one of those elite point guards, or even, I know there's been a little bit of talk, maybe Russell Westbrook comes, return to his home at L.A., he's got the UCLA roots. I don't think a prominent point guard like that works for the Lakers, because Kobe's got to have the ball in his hand. Well, Kobe moves the ball. He moves without the ball. Don't get me wrong. He's willing to move around, but you know him. He likes to have the ball. He likes to be the one that, that handles it, makes the plays happen, dishes it or shoots it. And, someone who's going to control the ball, a true point guard that's going to come up, is not really, especially an alpha like a Westbrook or a Rondo, is not really going to want to defer to Kobe.
Yeah. Well, I think Rondo's a player that can do that. It has the capability of doing that. Rondo doesn't just make plays for the rest of the team. I mean, he makes other players open. And when he's got the open shot, people start to come around him. He finds open man.
So you think because he played with the likes of Garnett and Pierce and Ray Allen that he's okay, that he's okay, not necessarily handing the ball up the court all the time.
And I think he's the one that'll be like, hey, Kobe, give me the ball. Like, like you saw this argument in the past couple of days with the coach. Like he's not going to back down.
Right.
You know, he knows how to play the game of basketball. He's the point guard. Ball goes in his hands. He sets the play up. You know, Kobe's, of course, he's going to get the ball when it comes down to, 30 seconds left on the clock and they got to score 2 points. Of course, it's going to Kobe.
Of course.
But I think Rondo could be a player like that can take over the ball from him and take it from him. I see that as a good fit. And maybe I'm thinking way too out the box here. After Kobe leaves, if you bring Rondo in for a couple years, maybe you bring Westbrook over to play the 2 guard. Then you have Rondo and Westbrook.
That'd be a ridiculous combination right there, especially if you can get the likes
But-
of a Marc Gasol,
Yeah.
or they definitely need some help. In the low part of the court, somewhere around the 4 or 5 spot, they definitely
Well,
need
they got
some
Rando
help there.
coming back.
Right,
They'll
right.
end
He'll play the
They'll
4.
end up with the draft pick, top 5, hopefully draft pick. I'm not
The way
seeing-
they're going right now, they're 14 and 41.
Yeah, I'm not seeing too much talent coming out of the draft. Though. I was just talking to one of my buddies the other day about, besides the Okafor kid coming out of Duke,
Right.
how many more players are there that look like solid players? That it doesn't look like a deep NBA draft. Yeah, there's all those guys on Kentucky. There's a guy out at Wisconsin, I think. I could probably name maybe a couple kids at Arizona, maybe that might be coming out, but there's no really like that pack of like 5 to 10 players that you're going to know their names coming out of the draft, unless you really, really pay attention to college basketball.
Which nobody really does until March.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So,
but-
but which is right around the corner.
Yeah, we'll see what happens though, but Kobe's going to be here for one more year after this year's.
I think he definitely fulfills the contract. I think he feels like he's got to, but tough thing. I mean, I'd like to see him do well. I'd like to see him go out on a high note, at least playoffs. I mean, I'm not expecting a championship out of this team anytime in the next probably 3 to 4 years.
Right.
But if he could be there to help start to rebuild, I don't know if I'd be totally adverse. I mean, being a Kobe fan, I mean, obviously we're diehard Laker fans here, but I don't know if I'd be really adverse to seeing him go somewhere else and maybe get another championship. I mean, if he went to a contender, somewhere where he doesn't mind maybe playing second fiddle, not necessarily coming off the bench, but maybe not being the premier guy on the team. I mean, if
I don't think he'd do that to the Lakers though.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd do that to the Lakers. He's been loyal to him.
Yeah,
he stayed there all the years. When he was a first free agent, he had some talks with some other teams, but he ended up coming back. He likes.
That caught you off guard too. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to get into a little bit more basketball. We're going to talk about Rondo, talk about a couple of trades that happened at the deadline. So stay tuned when we come back from the break. It's Mos Bros Sports on the iRant Radio Network.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number 1 Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotectsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at Protect. Just reminding you that Protect Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
10304.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mos Bros Sports. J-Mo and TBD, the bus driver here. A little loud on that one.
Just see what you got to do.
Getting back into a little bit of sports talk. On that note, though, on that intro music, big announcement. Oh, not a big announcement, but tonight there is a show going on in L.A. for all you hip-hop heads out there.
Actually.
Oh.
It's an Anaheim.
All right. I was told. I got wrong information then.
Yeah, me too.
So Jizza,
That's correct.
Jizza, the genius of the Wu-Tang Clan, is performing tonight. He's performing the entire Liquid Swords album.
It's probably going on right now.
Probably going on right now. So yeah, I'd love to be there myself, but what are you gonna do?
Pretty good.
So on that note, we're going to get back into the sports talk. If you guys want to call in, guys and gals, give us your sports take. We'll take your calls here at 855-969-7268. That's 855-969-RANT. We'd love for you to be a part of the show. Give us a call. Let us know what you think. And first thing we're going to get into is going to be the Chicago Bulls. Big announcement happened last night, an unfortunate event. Derrick Rose, again.
Going down, man.
Oh,
Going
man.
Down goes Frazier.
Third time.
Third time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just absolutely tragic. I mean,
Yep.
you talk about a great point guard, one of the best players in the NBA, one of the elites, really leading when he's healthy,
Younger player.
leading that team. He's only 27 years old.
Yeah,
I think
like
26, 27 years
yeah,
old.
Correct.
I mean, the leader on that team, leader in the locker room, and it's just a guy that I mean, you hate to see it happen.
Yeah.
You know, especially such a talent. I mean, the ceiling is so high with what he could do. And I think that team was really on their way. I mean, definitely still, even without him, a playoff contender this year. But, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not even going to be back for the playoffs. I mean, he's done.
Yeah.
Done for the season. I don't mean career-wise. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe 3 injuries now. Second time on the knee.
The second time on this knee, I think the other
Right.
one was. I think one of the other injuries was his other knee.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just sad to see it, man. Yeah, such a young kid, young player. I call him a kid, younger than me, but it's crazy.
He is younger than you.
Yeah, but he came back this year. He's been playing. Not like the old MVP type Derrick Rose, but he's still been putting up decent numbers,
Right.
getting the team together. Rounding it out to where he'll be a good solid player in the playoffs, which is what they were expecting. And to see this happen to him, he had a terrible shooting night. Like the other night, I think he went like 1 for 13 or something like
That's
that.
what I saw, 1 for 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he couldn't make a bucket. So, and then for him to come out the next day and have some knee pain, and then he goes gets checked out, and he finds out it's a meniscus tear. So,
And Bulls
they
struggling
don't-
with injury also. I mean, they had Joakim Noah hasn't really been healthy all
Yeah.
year either, but I
Yeah,
think
he's
he's back in
now,
back in
yeah.
the fold now.
he's
Yeah.
back now. So,
Yeah.
they don't know. They haven't announced how bad the tear is.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying he could be back well, obviously it's the end of the season,
Right.
but he may be able to recover by the time the season's over, which will give him a full off season of off season stuff and get him ready for next year. But it looks like he's probably done for this year, which leaves it to another All Star on the team and Jimmy Butler
Mhm.
and Pau Gasol, and like you said, Joakim Noah to hold it down. Aaron Brooks is going to be the point guard to fill in for him for right now. Solid, veteran player, veteran backup point guard. They also got Kirk Heinrich too, another point guard / shooting guard.
I like
play
Kirk Heinrich. I like him coming off the bench. I mean, he was their starting
Yeah.
point guard before they drafted Derrick Rose, and a major part of that Bulls roster
Yeah.
before that. I've always liked him.
Yeah, so he's been there. But Jimmy Butler's just been a beast this year. I think he's a leading scorer on the team, averaging 20, if not over 20 points.
Mhm.
Pau Gasol's having his average double a night. 15 points, 10.
Getting back
11
to the Pau
rebounds.
Gasol
Yeah.
of old.
Yes, sir. And then Noah is just a beast on the defense, getting about 10 points, maybe 10 rebounds, lower numbers, but that's really not him. You got Dunleavy coming back. Don't know what's up, Doug McDermott. I don't even know if he's on the team. Their draft pick from a year ago. So they got Taj Gibson still. So still in the East, still a solid squad.
Yeah.
They'll probably end up in the top five seed. In
Definitely
the East
still, yeah.
coming up, but it's just unfortunate to see him go down. They went out and got Pau Gasol, a key piece this offseason, and Butler's been playing out of his mind. It just seemed like it was going to come down to the Bulls and somebody else in the East to go to to represent
They
the
had all the
championship.
pieces together to definitely make that run.
Yeah, whether it was playing Cleveland or any other team in the finals, so or Washington or anything like that. But it's going to be a struggle for them now. Tom Thibodeau, I think he's a good coach, so
Really good coach.
definitely put a team together for sure. So we'll just have to see where they go from here. But very, very unfortunate,
Yeah, tragic. We were talking about it last night. You and I were coming back. We went to, we went out to a work event last night. Coming back, we heard it on the radio, on the Freddie Coleman show on
Shocked.
ESPN,
Yeah, I was shocked.
and just shocked. Yeah, I
And
thought
it was a
I
replay.
heard it. Yeah,
We thought it was a
thought I did think it was a replay of another show from last year, the year before.
Yeah.
And we started talking. How unfortunate. It's we do see more players, I think, in the modern era really suffer from injuries. At least it's more public. We more know about it. We talked about players that really could have had great potential careers. Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, and I wanted to bring that up because I had actually heard Penny Hardaway had made a comment. Was making a comment about the way Derrick Rose was playing. This was before this injury had happened, and basically was saying, from watching tape of what he had played before to the way he was playing now, that he's definitely very conscious, very aware of how he was playing with that injured knee, that he wasn't playing the same. Obviously, I think you couldn't deny he definitely wasn't driving to the hole as much, not doing it, not being as aggressive and attacking the lane as before.
Becoming more of a jump shooter.
Right. Yeah. And so, if you can't really trust your legs, especially in the NBA more than probably some other sports, you're not going to be able to produce. You're not going to be able to have the same career. So I thought that was really unfortunate. Again, just a tragedy.
Do you think the Bulls? I don't really know how the waivers work and after the trade deadline or anything like that. Do you think they do you think they try to go out and get a point guard from another team? Do you think they try to find somebody that's sitting at home? Just to get some more depth. I don't know if they can just do it with Aaron Brooks and Kirk Heinrich. I'm not too sure with Jimmy Butler running the show.
Right.
Do you think they need to go get another point guard, maybe from the D League or something like that? Do you think they go out and get somebody?
I think
they think they just kind of run with what they got?
I think they can run with what they've got. I think you start Aaron Brooks, like you said, he's having a great year. You start him, and you got Heinrich coming off the bench. That's a good 1-2 right there at that position. And I think, especially with the support, if they didn't have the support around him, if they didn't have the likes of Taj Gibson and Pau Gasol and Joakim Noah. Then I say they definitely make a move, but I don't think they're desperate. I think they've, I think they could definitely still make a run. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs, especially in the East.
Yeah. Do you see them top 5 seed, or do you think they?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can hold. I think they can hold and stay in the top 5. Even if they don't, they're going to be a hell of a challenge for whatever team they're going to play. If they fall below top 5, they're going to be a challenge for whoever they draw in the first round.
Yeah.
Regardless, so I think they'll be in good shape. They might fall a couple of spots, but I don't know. Maybe we should have Bobby on again and see what he thinks about Chicago.
I bet he's pretty upset.
I'd be definitely be heartbroken. So. Unrelated NBA talk. If we want to move on from that, we could talk a little bit about a little scuffle happened recently. We're talking a little bit earlier about Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
Being traded from Boston over to Dallas.
Correct. Yes, sir.
And always a bit of an adjustment period when you're getting a new player on the roster. Yeah. And apparently he's been
especially as somebody as important as a point guard.
Right.
Yeah.
So apparently he's been butting heads with Rick Carlisle, the coach, and I guess it's been going on for a little bit, be it during practice or in the locker room or what have you. And I guess it finally came to a head. Was it last night's game or the night before?
I believe it was last night's game. Yes, sir.
So things came to a head, and they had it out right there on the sidelines in the middle of the game. Right. And so Carlisle decided that
he sat the rest of the game. He sat 20 minutes in the rest.
We need to keep you in the camera shot. I need you to move over a little bit. Technical difficulties here. There you go. Bad, yeah, we want to keep your beautiful face on the screen, baby.
Yeah, I guess he came out and sat the last 20 minutes of the game.
Exactly.
So he didn't play the rest of the game.
Right.
And I guess there was some words exchanged after the game, but
yeah, in the locker room too. That's what
the coach and Rondo just said. Carlisle and Rondo just said, what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. So none of them discuss it.
They're professionals about it.
Exactly. So they said they're going to get it, or at least Carlisle said, things happen. It's a competitive game, and we're going to move on from here, type of thing. So
You got to appreciate that attitude, but did get a suspension.
He was suspended for tonight. I think they
Suspended
were
one
playing
game.
tonight. Yeah, so he got suspended for tonight's game. They said he'll probably be back to practice on Friday and in the starting lineup again when they play, and they're going to move on from there. But they also got Stoudemire too at the trade deadline. Dallas did, so I think we mentioned that last.
Yeah,
show.
we did.
So they might round out together. The West is tough though. I don't know if they can hang, but hopefully this doesn't conflict with anything. With they got Dirk in there. They got Monte Ellis too. So hopefully it doesn't bring any rifts between any of the other players in the team.
I think it'll be okay. The article I read said that they were arguing basically about play calls. Rondo is a veteran. Rondo's a guy who's been out there before. He's a guy that can control the court and call the plays. And so I guess him and Carlisle kind of have a difference of opinion on who's going to be calling the plays. I guess Carlisle wants to do it from the sidelines. Rondo thinks he's the veteran. He's got the experience. In this situation, I think for the time being, Rondo's got to defer. I think, he's a new guy on the team. He's got to earn the trust of the coach, earn the trust of the players, on the team. And I think if he defers to Carlisle and Carlisle, he's like, all right, I like what we're doing here. I like the direction we're going. And then I think he's going to, give some of that control over to Rondo. Right. I mean, Carlisle's no fool. I mean, he's been around the league for a while. Yeah, he's won a title. He's got, the likes of Dirk on the team. So he knows how to coach a team. And I think he's going to hand the reins over to Rondo when the time comes. Yeah. But I mean, he's been there all of a week, 2 weeks. I think you got to, but I understand Rondo too. That's just kind of his personality. He's an alpha. He wants to get in there and control it. But I think he's got to defer, I think, to Carlisle for a little bit and let Carlisle run the team and then kind of go from there. I mean, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And maybe it's good that they argue and they don't stay together. That way he comes to the Lakers.
That would be fantastic.
Maybe that's another way to look at it. So.
Even though I don't know if it'll be a really good fit. I mean, anything that'll help the Lakers right now.
Did you see this the other day? There were LeBron James kid. Did you see these highlight videos of LeBron James kid?
No.
Dude, so he's like 10 years old or whatever, and he's like
5'10",
probably already. So he's like pretty legit, and there's people trying to recruit him and stuff like that already. So
right.
But I thought that was pretty cool, just staying on the basketball topic. So
well, LeBron James also had a little bit, was making a little bit of news, kind of off the basketball court. Did you hear because he's a sponsor for McDonald's, or McDonald's is a sponsor. They're partners, whatever.
Right.
And so I guess the interviewer was asking him, when did you start really caring about your health and what you put in your body?
Yeah.
He's all up to about 24. Before that I just eat McDonald's whenever.
Yeah, they used to show him in the locker room eating like chicken nuggets before a game.
Right. And so it's just kind of it probably slipped a mind. I mean, obviously, most athletes probably not eating McDonald's. At least, I mean, if you know it.
Yeah, but when you're a kid growing,
when you're trying to take care of your body,
you're a kid growing up like that. I'm sure that's all you eat. So,
all right, we're gonna stay on the basketball talk. We got some MLB, a little bit of football talk, some stuff going on in the NFL also. So we're gonna get to that when we come back from the break. Stay tuned here on the iRant Radio Network. It is Mos Bros Sports on a Wednesday for you.
What's up, homie? What's happening?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, are you into sports?
Oh, yeah, bro. Angels, Dodgers, Ducks, all day.
Oh, yeah, you gotta listen to the Mos Bros Sports, man. They cover LA sports.
Where can I listen, bro?
Oh, you gotta check them out on iRant Radio. That's irantradio.com or on Mos Bros Sports on Facebook. You gotta check them out, Holmes.
Okay, bro, I'll check them out.
All right, I'll check you later, homie.
All right, man. See you later, bro.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Make sure to check us out every week at the3guysrant.com.
And you'll find out what they say we're faces for radio and voices for the deaf. Damn right. Have you seen yourself lately? Hey, I'm audio candy. All right. Always tune in each week so you can hear the really absurd news and talk with the Three Guys Rant. Arvin, how do they reach us?
Call us at 855-69-3-GUYS. 855-69-3-GUYS. It's hot out here. I need a drink.
Have a mucho macho michelada. What's a michelada? Michelada is a Mexican Bloody Mary made with beer. All you have to do is get bucket-sized michelada, open it up, pour it in your favorite beer, and you're good. What if you don't like beer? You can use it in lemon lime soda, vodka with lime, or tequila with lemon lime soda.
Sounds delicious.
Where do you find it? You can find it at your favorite store, or you can go to muchomachomichelada.com. Find us on Twitter and Facebook.
It's one thing to own a business, it's another to promote it. That's why thousands of business owners rely on Monster Marketing Group. Design, print, mail, custom mailers, all for as little as 29 cents delivered. That includes postage. Send to a neighborhood, zip code, or an entire city. With just a simple call, 888-49-MONSTER, you can easily promote your business, sales, events, grand openings, send coupons, and much more.
Your mail delivers in as little as 5 days. No dealing with the mailing list or paperwork. Monster Marketing does all the heavy lifting. Get started now by calling 888-49-MONSTER or go to monstermg.com.
Monster Marketing Group. We deliver, we give you results, we can prove it.
Great, my whole team is eating off of this good shit. Good shit, nigga. Next time, don't overlook shit. Keep your eyes open and your wallet in your front pocket. Prison chef, ghosts, and Nas niggas is the profit. Prison chef, ghosts, and Nas niggas is the
Hey, welcome back to Mos Bros Sports, everybody. We are here on the iRant Radio Network. Thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday. The number to dial in is 855-969-7268. We want to hear your sports takes. And Mr. Bus Driver.
No yelling on the bus!
Let's get into our next topic, man. We got a couple of different directions we want to go, but you're driving the bus here. What are we going to talk about? You want to go NFL? You want to go baseball?
Yeah, we could mention the NFL real quick. Just
Yeah.
I mean, not too big of a story, and it's the off season, whatever. The combine just ended.
Right.
Everybody has like a big ordeal about this combine. It wasn't on like
especially on the NFL Network, they're covering it.
Wasn't even on like 10 years ago, and now it's the biggest thing, and so.
Well, but I think the NFL's done a good job of that. They're marketing themselves. It's basically
it's like an Under Armour show.
Well, if they created the NFL Network, you better believe they're going to have programming all year round.
Heck yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
So the combine just ended. Mariota was there. Winston was there. UCLA, Brett Hundley was there. Defensive tackle or defensive end from SC, I think his name's Williams. I want to say he's got to be like a top 5 draft pick is what they're saying. He was there also. But just they were all over Jameis Winston, how smart he sounded in the class. They did a little classroom, thing where they did a whiteboard and they did some plays and stuff like that. They just said his scores are just off the chart or something like that. He's the smartest quarterback.
Mariucci was Steve Mariucci, former coach of the Niners. Was he the one that was kind of working with him on it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Did you hear the tape of it? I heard like a sound recording of him in there.
Yeah.
And
too jit.
Yeah,
too jit.
And I thought it was awesome. I mean, I think it's great. The kid. I say kid because he's younger than me, but obviously the kid's got a lot of talent.
He's a lot of people younger than you.
Yep, he's one of the few. College quarterbacks that looks like he can run a pro style offense. He's not. I mean, he's got legs. He can move outside of the pocket, but he looks like he could definitely sit in the pocket and make a pass. I think we've seen him do that in if you watch any of them throughout the season, and I don't know where I really stand on as far as the way he manages the game. I mean, Florida State seemed to kind of fall behind in a lot of the games, but they had all these fourth quarter drives where they'd come back and win the game in the fourth quarter.
So like a Russell Wilson-esque.
Kind of. So I don't know if that's a testament to, his great ability to be a clutch guy and really show up then, or if it's just the fact that he can't get it done during the regular game. I got a little bit distracted. We got a little technical difficulties on the screen going on there, I think. So there we go. Back to that.
Error 1.
We've got our engineer number 2 on shift today, our backup. So, but yeah, so I'm excited. I would definitely be a little bit worried if I'm an NFL owner. This guy has definitely made some ill-advised, unintelligent moves off of the field.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something that these guys are going to weigh out. They're going to look at that and say,
of course,
because NFL very image conscientious. They're going to want to make sure they're getting the right guy. They want a franchise guy, a guy they could put up on a 50-foot tall poster, outside the stadium. But at the same time, they want to be able to sell tickets too.
Yeah.
So, do you think he's a risk for a team to bring him on?
I don't know if I would. I don't know if he's first pick of the draft material. He's shown a lot of great stuff, those comebacks, but you just never know on a quarter. Like, he didn't have impressive numbers. His numbers were good.
Mm-hmm.
But so you never know what he's going to – obviously, you don't know what any of these quarterbacks are going to do, but I would still take Mariota better. It seems like he's got a better head on his shoulders, more in tune to the game. Yeah, he's coming from Oregon where it's no huddle offense, this and that. So, and that's a big knock on him is he doesn't call plays and do huddles and all that stuff. But Jameis Winston ran a more, pro style offense or whatever you want to call it. So, but I mean, in the NFL, it comes down to it. You don't want a quarterback in the huddle. None of the quarterbacks really in huddle anymore. You see all the quarterbacks just, call out the plays from the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They go.
Yeah, when they're rushing on a 2-minute offense, but you still
throughout a lot of the game, they're starting to do that now. They're starting to speed the game up a little bit on offense. So. I'd still go with Mariota, though.
See, I agree with you. I think there's definitely something to that, but I would also counter and say, you know what? So you see some of the better quarterbacks in the league. You see, Big Ben. You see Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, kind of, Andrew Luck, kind of. Those guys are kind of on the cusp there, but these are guys that will huddle up, play call, but they can run the 2-minute drill when they need to.
Yeah.
Or if that's the scheme that they're running to go down the field. But I think those are some of the elite players in the league, and those are the guys that they can, they do their checkdowns. They basically, they go through the progression, watching the receivers instead of just a run first guy.
Yeah.
But then again, we saw, a guy like Michael Vick, kind of a phenom, something that's out of the ordinary come along. But now we look at, Colin Kaepernick. He's, not one of those guys. He's more of a rush guy, maybe a run. I don't want to say a run first guy per se.
Yeah.
And you see, he had a little bit of success, but then they figured him out, and they were able to contain him. Had a bad year last year.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, it was down a little bit. So, and Mariota ran like the fastest 40, I think, in the combine, or second fastest. So, we'll just have to see what they do. I don't know if a quarterback's going to go number one for sure. I think which one it is, I'm not too sure.
Who's got the number one pick?
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think they take Winston.
And then
but look, they need. And that's the other thing too is that you look at. A franchise type quarterback doesn't come along very often.
Correct.
And they're hit or miss. There's not really an in between.
Yeah.
So if you've got a chance to get a guy that could be a franchise, do you really risk passing him up, or do you take a chance?
Pass him up, yeah.
You got to take a chance.
Yeah.
I think
have to. So I think maybe you flip a coin and you go with either one you want.
Yeah.
I know they're going to have their on-field practices and their own practices at their own campuses. So we'll see if they go
practices at campuses. Easy, Dr. Seuss. Yeah, but I think either way you've got to take a chance on one of them or the other. I think either one of them will make a great NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
If they get in the right system and they get the right quarterback coach, I think they could do well. So I would agree with you on that. A coin flip too. I don't know who I would take.
And going off, staying in the NFL though, the Packers cut AJ Hawk.
I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah, he's been there 9 years. The linebacker, they drafted him. He was a fifth overall pick coming out of college, in the first round. Fifth overall pick. 9 years ago? So 2005, no, 2000, whatever it was. So
2004.
They cut him. I mean, they have, I think it's Burnett or something like that. And they have Matthews on the outside.
Bennett.
So Bennett, there you go. So they had those two linebackers.
There's, Martellus Bennett's brother, right? Or cousin or something like that?
Could be cousins.
I think it is. They're definitely related.
Yeah.
We're talking about the tight end from the Bears.
Dub Bears.
Dub
No, I don't
Bears.
think they're related. Maybe
Yeah,
they're like,
pretty sure they are.
Maybe they're brother-in-laws.
All right. And they still got Matthews.
Yeah, so I mean they're fine. They'll
And
make
Peppers.
They'll make some and Peppers too. They'll make some off-season moves. Don't know if they might draft a linebacker. Who knows? Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Make room for some draft picks in the linebacker position.
Maybe.
So let's see where they go from there. But just see, I'm sure he'll end up on another team.
Yeah.
He's still got. He's only been in the NFL for 9 years. So you would think he's got at least 3 or 4 more years left in him.
Talented defensive player.
Yeah.
He'll definitely find a home somewhere else, and he'll have I don't want to say a second career, but kind of with another team. I think he'll do well wherever he goes.
I'd agree with that.
Gets in a good system. Another news too. Reggie Bush gets cut from the Lions.
Yes, sir.
Had a little bit of. I think he had an injury this last year.
A couple injuries.
Sat down a little bit, and then the player that came in behind him, which was I think you picked him up on your fantasy team, if I'm not mistaken. Was that you?
I don't know if it
Bell?
was me.
Did you pick up Joik Bell?
He was drafted by a lot of people.
I think Blake had him.
Yeah.
Joik Bell, and when he got his chance, he really made the most of it, and he put up some great stats. So I think the Lions probably looked at that as, hey, we don't really need this guy on our cap space.
He just keeps getting hurt, man.
That too.
He had like a leg hurt, and then he comes back and he gets a concussion, so he's out for more games, and that's been the knock on him ever since he's came in the league. I think he's maybe played one or two full seasons since he's been here. What was he on the Saints and then the Dolphins?
Yep.
And then the Lions. So and you thought he was going to flourish in that style offense too, where
he did do well when he was on the field and he was healthy.
Yeah,
he did do well. He did have some breakout runs.
Exactly.
Probably, I think maybe career high touchdowns. I'd have to look at the stats, but I know he was definitely scoring more than he had previous years.
Yeah, so it's just I'm sure he'll end up on another team, no doubt
No
about
doubt,
it.
no doubt.
So he's still young enough. He just got to stay away from the injuries. Maybe he goes to a contender. If not, maybe he's like a second string back where he comes in on third down.
That could have been a contender.
He comes in on third down, and then he's the back out of the backfield that catches the ball and goes for the screen or something like that. So who knows? Maybe the Eagles pick him up.
I was going to ask you, any teams you can immediately think of that might need a backup
Eagles.
running back?
Well, they don't necessarily need a backup, but dude, the Eagles they run that spread offense now in the NFL. So
kind of a replacement for Sproles. You have him, to replace Sproles. I mean,
I think Sproles is still here for another year.
Is he?
I don't know that he went anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Or he could be a free agent, but I haven't heard anything about him leaving.
All right.
So he still might be there, and you got McCoy there still.
So if you got Shady and Sproles, I really don't think they bring in a guy like Reggie Bush. I mean, a third string guy like that.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't see
You never
it.
know.
I mean, wishful thinking.
One of them goes down, got to bring in the other one.
Yeah.
And you could use Reggie Bush for punt returns or kickoff returns, specialist, something like that. So
yeah.
If
he's willing to take that role.
Yeah. Hey, would you rather do that or not play in the NFL?
I'd rather get paid.
Yes, sir.
I'm all about that action, boss.
How about that action? That's correct.
Hey, one other thing we missed on the NBA, just I want to go back and circle around on this really quick because I thought it was a surprising move. Kevin Garnett goes home. I don't want to say home, but I mean home to the first team he was drafted by, the Minnesota Timberwolves, with Mr. Ricky Rubio.
Yep. Wiggins.
I don't get
Zach
it.
LaVine.
I don't really get it. I mean,
what do you mean you don't get it?
Well, I mean, I understand they've got a young core, but do they not have the worst record in the NBA, or is it still Philly? Is it Philly? I know they've kind of, or is it New York? I know they're in the basement there.
But they brought him back just to let him finish his career. That's what they did. They let him finish his career.
So you think he's only got this year left in him?
Yeah. I don't think they would have traded him if it wasn't that way.
Mm-hmm.
So he came back, finish up the year, maybe be a little a role model for the younger players, show them what they need to do.
I was reading an article. He was raising some hell in practice. He was yelling at people and really, getting on the younger kids.
As he should.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So maybe that's something else that they need. A little kick in the butt by a veteran who's won a ring.
Yeah.
And that's something that these kids needed to see. Get him in tune. Minnesota hasn't been relevant since he left.
Pretty talented team, though. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at the roster and what they've got.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rubio, Wiggins, Zach LaVine,
Mm-hmm.
I think from UCLA also. So
they've got the center, bigger guy, Pajakovic, something like that.
Could be something like that. Yeah.
My bad. I messed it. I know. I had a Russian guy.
Yeah.
I'll find it out. So I'm gonna go back and circle around on that, and then also
I'm glad I like when you see players do that though. I think it's a little good send off for them. I like that. Hopefully maybe Paul Pierce can do something like that where he goes back to Boston, and finish his career. Yeah, Pekovic is who it is.
Pekovic, so. And then Gordon Dragic goes to the Heat. That was one we didn't really see coming.
Him and his brother.
Yeah. And but then as soon as he gets there, Chris Bosh, man.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh.
Sucks, man.
Too bad. I mean, they'll still be in the playoffs, but they would have had a lot better run if Bosh had stayed healthy. So stay tuned to Mos Bros Sports here on iRant Radio. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball when we come back. We'll talk a little bit of Dodgers, a little bit of Angels. Woes for the Angels, good news for the Dodgers. But if you got something to say, give us a call on iRantRadio.com.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Looking for some swag? Make sure to check out monsterclothing.com. They got everything from V-necks, t-shirts, hoodies, baby dolls. And remember, custom orders are always welcome, and much more. They're just not on the site yet. www.monsterclothingco.com or call them at 888-49-MONSTER. 888-49-MONSTER. Hablamos español. Doo-doo-doo. Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
I used to be the governor, and all I do now is listening to Rant Radio Network. It's funny. It's unpredictably entertaining. Governor.
$78.69.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mos Bros Sports here on iRant Radio Network. Hey, don't forget, before Mos Bros here on iRant Radio from 5 to 6 o'clock, you could catch Three Guys Rant. Lots of great programming on iRant Radio Network, so make sure you check out all the great shows they got to offer, including Mos Bros Sports.
Yes.
Quick update, the Lakers are playing tonight. They're playing the Utah Jazz, and they are losing.
78-69.
Surprise, surprise.
Not at all.
78-69 as we.
That's what I got. 78-69.
I had 67-75, so I just got to get an update on mine.
Refresh.
Get into a little bit of baseball. Oh, boxing too?
Yes.
Bus driver.
We can go
You
wherever
tell
you want,
me.
man.
You
We can go
tell
wherever
me.
you want. I just figure we got it just announced. We got to talk about maybe not on everybody's book, but I bet it's going to be one of the biggest events of the year. Probably next to Super Bowl.
I agree.
Talking about people watching the fight worldwide.
It's going to be huge.
What people are going to pay for it. Mayweather Pacquiao, it's official. You know, probably
Cinco de Mayo weekend.
About 5-6 years, a little bit too late. You know,
yeah.
I mean, it's still going to be a good fight. Don't get me wrong. We're not going to see any knockouts or anything like that. But May 2nd in Vegas, probably at the MGM Grand. So, going to be a great fight. I think.
Do you think there's going to be too much hype behind it and it'll be disappointing?
Of course. What's going to happen is they're going to do one of those HBO specials where they do the 24/7 thing. So there'll be that, all that hype up to it. And there's always hype for Mayweather fights. I mean, it's Mayweather.
Yeah.
It's the hottest ticket in boxing right now. You know what I mean? Maybe one of the top, 5 to 10 boxers of all time. If you put a list together, especially that he hasn't lost.
Exactly.
So there's going to be a lot of hype. What's going to happen is they're going to come in. Mayweather plays defense. Pacquiao's more of an attacker. They're going to, do a little dancing for about 3 or 4 rounds. And I think it's going to be a really slow fight. You're going to order the fight and you're not going to see much. But you're still going to order it because you still want to watch it.
Of course.
But I think it's probably
at $100.
That's what I was going to ask you.
That's what it's looking. That's what it's looking at. That's what I heard.
So, it's probably going to go 12-round decision. And if boxing's as unrigged as they say it's not, it'll probably be a draw. So they can try to get It'll probably be a draw so they can get another fight. But what do you think? What do you think the price is going to be for pay-per-view? I was thinking probably in the $80 to $90.
I think it's going to be $100.
$100?
$99.99. I think it's going to be the. I think it's going to be the price. Yeah, I agree. I heard Max Kellerman talking about that. Boxing aficionado.
Yeah.
He said. I think he said it's going to be about $100. So, yeah. I think it's. I think that's where it's going to be. And I agree. I don't think we're going to see a knockout.
Down goes Frazier.
But yeah, it'll be a slow fight. And I think, I mean, Floyd, as great a boxer as he is, I mean, you have to admit the guy's talented, but sometimes, I mean, he's very picky and choosy about where he throws his punches. He's not a power puncher, but he's got one that he could snap you off and knock you out, if he picks it in the right spot.
Who's this, Mayweather?
Yeah, I'm talking about Mayweather. But he's so fast. He ducks punches. He makes you miss, tires you out, and then he kind of peppers you and basically kind of going for points to win the fight. So a good fighter, but you know, I mean, you know,
And he doesn't-
I'm not a boxing aficionado, so I don't want to speak on it, but it is kind of boring to watch in that sense.
From a fan standpoint, of course, you want to see the knockout. You want to get a guy hit to the floor. You want to see a guy all bloody. But, you know, when it comes down to it, Mayweather's fight is just the way you said. He's going to hit. You know, he's going to pick his punches. Going to play defense, and the other fighter's going to get tired. That's the way all his fights do. You know, gets into the 10th to 12th round. That's when Mayweather really starts to come on with his offense because the fighters, his opponent, they wear themselves down from trying to attack Mayweather. Mayweather just
But I
stands
think
there.
Pacquiao's too smart for that. Freddie Roach, great guy to have in his corner as a guy who's gonna. I mean, if anybody knows how to fight against Floyd Mayweather, it's gonna be Freddie Roach. He's the one who's gonna. I mean, just a genius when it comes to boxing. He's gonna be able to prepare his fighter the right way, and I think he'll have him ready for the fight. And I think Pacquiao's got the endurance. He's definitely got the capability
He's
to
gotten
go
knocked
12.
down, I think, like two in the past two.
He's definitely not the Pacquiao
two
of
fights,
old.
yeah.
Another reason why I think this fight's going to be disappointing, like you said, 5-6 years too late. You're not catching these guys in their prime.
Yeah.
But I did hear somebody, I forgot who was talking about, I don't think it was Larry Merchant, thankfully, but I did hear somebody saying that the reason that this is actually a better fight now because they're a little bit older, they're a little bit slower. There might be, for that reason, there might be some more, some more contact. There might be some more landed punches here.
Yeah.
That's coming from
because they can't move as fast. Is that what you're
right.
saying?
So
Gotcha.
so maybe. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I don't want to pay $100.
Oh, yeah.
I'll chip in. I'll put something on it.
You bet it.
But I think we're either probably end up watching at Rob's or Pop's house. One of the two.
And that's the way you got to go. The fight's $100. There's no way you're paying for it, and you got to have If nobody comes over and doesn't pay for it, at least have them bring over like some hot dogs or some chips or something like that.
Some sausages.
Exactly. Help put towards the party. So
right.
It's going to be a great event though. One of the biggest of the year.
I definitely will not miss it. I will make a point to watch it. Moving on from boxing, we'll talk a little bit of baseball. There's some stuff going on. A couple of big stories that are going on locally in our LA sports area. Dodgers did pick up a relief pitcher.
What's his name?
Right-handed pitcher by the name of Chad Gaudin. Gaudin. Chad Gaudin.
How about Gowden?
Could be Gowden. Did not play all of last year.
J.
Yogging. Was injured last year. Was on the Phillies roster last year.
Okay.
But was injured. Had a neck injury, so he was missed all of that season.
The bullpen guy
was released by the Phillies, and now the Dodgers picked him up to a minor league deal.
Okay.
So the talk is, or at least the article I read, that they're gonna let him pitch in the minors for a little bit, maybe bring him up as a fifth starter or a relief pitcher. Let me look it up. I have some stats on him. But before that, last time he did play, since last year is kind of irrelevant, the last time he did play was in 2013 with the San Francisco Giants. And in that year, he only threw 97 innings and had a 3.06 ERA. Let's see.
What you got?
I got Chad Gaudin. Has been in the league since 2003. Was signed with the Tampa Bay Rays. Date of birth is 1983, so it would make him 31 years old, more or less. So he's kind of had a peppered career. Was with the Rays, was with the Blue Jays, was with the A's, the Cubs, the Yankees, back again with the Blue Jays, with the Marlins, and then with the San Francisco Giants. So a little bit of a kind of a checkered past there, but if he could contribute to the roster, if he does good in the minors, we're welcome to him.
And it looks like the whole team's reported now, spring training.
Yep.
Everybody's there, pitchers, catchers, and all position players. So.
And of course, they're talking about already Andre Ethier making a comment. He wants to be an everyday player. He says when he's an everyday player, he puts up the stats that they want him to. Gotta love a guy that's fighting for his position.
Absolutely, they signed him to that deal. Signed him to like a 5-year, $80 million deal. So
why not let him play?
He's got to be worth it. Yeah. So, and I think they're gonna trade him eventually, whether it's maybe the first month or two. During the season, or maybe it's midway during the spring training. They might wait for him to maybe do good in spring training so they can get a little more value with him because he didn't have a great year last year. He sat on the bench a lot of the time, so there wasn't too much to see. But maybe he has a good spring, and then maybe that lets the Dodgers get a little bit more in return for him because he's got a high price tag next to himself. So,
absolutely.
But you'd hate to see him go. He's been a Dodger for a while. He came over, maybe about 6-7 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah, he came up with Russell Martin and Matt Kemp.
Yeah,
they all came in the same class.
Yeah, he came from the A's, though. It was a trade for the A's. But I just want to see. I want to see more Vance like. So that's fine coming off the bench with him.
Right.
If we have to let go of Ethier, I think Van Slyke's prime. He's 28, I believe, years old, 27, 28, and he can play left, right, and center. So there's no real issue in that. If Ethier goes, I'm sure we can always find maybe like a Hairston brother or some type of utility player that can play infield and outfield. Maybe like a Schumacher that we had a couple years back where they can, sub in every now and then when you need an outfielder. So it'll be okay. But it's just good to see all the boys back in blue and white. You know what I mean? It's good to see them out in the field, throwing the baseball around, eating some.
I was hearing a little audio of an interview the other day, and I heard just the bats clacking in the background. Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, the wood bats.
Oh, I love that. Love that sound. For the Angels, not as good in news. Josh Hamilton reportedly today went to I guess MLB headquarters, wherever that may be, and basically there was a lot of rumors going around that he had a relapse in the off season, was doing a little cocaine, and having a drug problem. His past, he's had drug problems, and so in order to avoid suspension, he's going to be going into rehab. And apparently from the report I read, he was going to miss first part of the season anyways. He had an injury he was coming off of. I don't remember if he had surgery or not, but he's coming off an injury, so he was going to miss, the first part of the season anyways.
Yeah.
But he's going to rehab to avoid the suspension. So, woes for the Angels. This is a guy that's a high dollar price tag. He's still owed $90 million on his contract. That's a big pill to swallow right there.
Kind of like the A-Rod deal.
Yeah.
Kind of like the A-Rod thing, But very unfortunate for a guy you like to see who had struggles in his younger career, was out of baseball for a couple years with his whole addiction thing. And then he came back and revitalized himself in Texas.
Yep.
Had some great years.
Kind of an underdog story.
Yeah, got a good contract, cleaned himself up. Then he had a relapse, I think, back in 2012. And now he got clean after that again. But it sounds like he's now back at it. So
fighting those demons.
Hopefully he can get something straight. Like to see him come back and play. You always like to see a good story like that. You never want to see somebody when they're down like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can get cleaned up, get the help that he needs, and he can come back and be productive for the Angels. When he's healthy, he's a solid baseball player.
Absolutely.
Play outfield, play anywhere, or left, right, and center.
Alongside Mike Trout.
Yeah, Mike Trout, exactly. So Cole Calhoun out there too. So it'll be nice to see him come back on the field if he can make it back this year.
Speaking on that note, A-Rod, you mentioned A-Rod. A-Rod making a circus of the Yankees, coming back early to spring training, and talking about all of his woes and the fact that he made a mistake coming back off of his suspension. We talked a little bit about this last week, and then he decides to make a a big deal about it.
Right.
But one thing I wanted to comment on this was a very surprising remark I saw in the news that Hank Aaron actually came out and said, "I'm rooting for A-Rod. I hope he does well. I hope he gets past this." I mean, you're talking about, one of the all-time greats, probably the greatest hitter. I mean, forget Barry Bonds, Barry Roy Bonds, Hank Aaron, the greatest home run hitter of all time. And he's actually rooting for this guy. I mean, are you surprised by that?
I think he feels A-Rod deserves he feels A-Rod deserves a second chance is what it is. And I think that's what A-Rod deserves. Whatever he did, he took a suspension. He cheated. He blasted some people out. He called some people out. He busted the whole, steroid thing. But he served his time, and it's not his fault that the Yankees signed him to a big contract.
Right.
That's the Yankees' fault for doing that. The Yankees shouldn't be pissed off that they owe him $30 million. They should be mad at him because they owe him $30 million.
They should be mad at themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let the guy come back. Let him try to make the team. And whatever either makes third base, DH, first base, let him have it, dude.
Before we go, a big shout out to Kansas State upsetting Kansas and rushing the court. All you students out there, congrats. Thanks for tuning in to Mos Bros Sports. If you missed it, be sure to catch the replay on YouTube on iRant Radio. We'll see you here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you later.